Hey Andrey, thanks for being with us today. What's up? Why did you create a music band? I desperately wanted to do that. It was more of a physical need. You played music all your life or after certain time? No, I didn't play music in kindergarten. I think I started after 8th grade of school. Let's talk about the music industry in the world. What's happening with it right now? Well, I think you have some understanding what's happening with it right now in the world. The global media industry has collapsed, but at the same time in civilized world, it evolved in different but yet civilized forms, because they have an online sales, online music sales there. Here we used to live among thieves and we still do. That's why our music industry just collapsed if we speak about internet sales. 2 years ago, for each 100 users, one would pay. This year, there will be probably three of them. So you see, there is definitely some progress, but it's quite humble one. I don't see any ideal situation. Right now I'm working on my own album. I invest my own funds there. Obviously, there would be some nominal sales. A small circulation probably for my closest friends. At the first time we'll make some money, but then it will go to the internet. And that's it. So how musicians gonna make any money then? Performing concerts or what? Concerts, exactly. We've been doing that for ages here. We even outperformed the West. There, they just realized the necessity of the concerts, and here we've been doing it for a while. There's another problem challenge, though. The composer and the one who performs the song, they go together. Imagine they do not. There is a problem then. How about the idea when a music band has its own single track or just song or album online and everybody can pay a fair price, whatever he thinks it is? Well, yes, but that's what I mentioned before. In this country, only 3 users out of 100 pay, all the others, they just download for free. What other projects you currently involved in? I read that you're one of the co-owners of the dental art clinic. No, it's been many years ago, but it's over right now. That's a very obsolete data. I do some TV projects. I write for several magazines, different magazines, for instance, this story. I contribute there since its inception on a regular basis. I do some graphics because I was educated as an artist. Occasionally I have some educations here in Russia and abroad. I play very different music with various music bands. One of them is Машина времени. The second one is a Creole Tango Orchestra. The third one is a sort of club project of just transformation. The fourth one is called Love, different songs about love, with fantastic team called the Capella Express. So I don't have much free time. How do you manage to work at so many things at the same time? It's all about managing the time that you have left in your life. You studied architecture in the university but ended up as a musician. Plus, you do some other activities that you mentioned before. What's the role of academic education in today's world? I can't tell you for academic education, but for sure any education wouldn't hurt anyone, especially if it comes from a really good university. The university I came from, well, at least when I studied there, boasted a really great level of education. That's why many great individuals graduated from there, not only architects, but the artists, writers, poets, movie directors. And did you apply what you studied in the university, or you become a musician first of all and then did something else with architecture? Well, I worked as an architect during the Soviet times, because it was illegal to stay unemployed back in those days. And obviously they couldn't have such job as a rock music player. That's why I had to go to work during the day and play music during the night. Would you consider yourself as a musician or an entrepreneur as well? Or you can say I am a musician only. Definitely I'm not an entrepreneur. I feel sick when come across all those numbers and figures. It's simply not mine, whether it's for good or worse. How do you promote your new projects then? Do you do it yourself or have some team assigned for that? Well, I'm talking to you right now and just mentioned my new album. Can you call it a promotion? Yes. You see? Got it. What plans do you have for the next few years for your group Машина Времени? You still working together, by the way? Yes, we're still working together. We have different plans for a year or so. It's too confident to think that you will live forever. Well, about a year. We have different plans about a year. We have different concerts. I know for sure that in April we're going to Israel, different trips within the country. Because of the new album being released with a Creole Tango Orchestra, we're gonna have more concerts and some extra work to do. So, yeah, something like this. Do we travel everywhere in the world? As a musician, we go to those places where we're invited. For the most part, to those places where people speak Russian, where there are some Russian-speaking communities. Because everywhere where people speak Russian, I would say that I'm pretty well known. I'm not sure that I can cause much interest in those countries where they don't speak Russian. Do you have any English language songs? Yes, we made several of them before. For instance, right now we're releasing our album in Hebrew language, performed by one of my friends, Misha Goldovsky. He sings my songs in Hebrew in a great way. I took part in creating this album. Nevertheless, I think that the poetry is such a thing that lives on its native land, first and foremost. I always ask my guests about the state of entrepreneurship in their country, the country where they live and work. I read in one of the articles that recently you addressed your president, where you discussed these questions with him as well. In Russia, how hard is it doing entrepreneurship, creating new projects? It's hard to say. I don't know. I'm trying not to... You know, it's fashionable to blurb about something that you have no idea about. I don't do this because I'm not an entrepreneur. I see the situation is not easy here, but it's never been easy before, and I don't have any illusion that it will improve sometime soon. Nevertheless, people work somehow. Someone leaves the country. Someone stays and does his work. Have you ever considered going elsewhere, being based and settled elsewhere? Well, they wanted to force me out of here in 1979, but I stayed here. Any regrets? First of all, it's silly to regret about something that's in the past. You can go back in time. Second of all, no, I don't have any regrets. You need to be born there or move there before a certain age, probably before 20 years old. And among all Russian musicians at the moment, do you have any favorite singers maybe, or bands, or someone else you can recommend? I like Underwood band a lot. I always loved Boris Гребенщиков. Лёша Кортнев, the one from Несчастный случай. But all of them are not young anymore. To name someone who just came out recently? No, I can't. Can I ask you how one British band called The Beatles influenced you in the early days? Many books were written on that subject. One of them is called In the Beginning Was the Sound. You see, I'm promoting my book now. Speaking about the book promotion, how does the whole process in Russia look like? When you write the book and distribute then and sell it later on, is it hard? I'm not sure if it's hard or not to write the book. If the publishing house is interested in you and your work, then it takes some distribution responsibilities. Like everywhere else. You have an agreement and then the circulation's going on, then they print it. If they see that it's going well, they can reprint some more. You have to go for some interviews, press conferences, but that's essentials. How often do you work with journalists? Not too often, to be honest with you. I don't get much excitement from it. I think it's a waste of time. Is it more of a need? Yes, sometimes there are some occasions that you need to do this. For instance, there's an album released. It is one of the terms of your agreement. The same with a book or anything else that is for a public consumption. Are you a public person yourself? Or not at all? I don't have much time for that. Alright. You used to host different TV shows before. You still do this. I am still the president of one of TV companies that holds all the rights for the SMAC program, series of other programs, documentaries, but I don't flash on the screen myself much now. First of all, I don't feel this necessity, and second of all, I can hardly imagine any program that would be interesting for me as a host and will attract a wide audience at the same time, taking into consideration the state of TV in the society. I can hardly imagine that. Is it difficult to work on Russian TV? I think like everywhere else. What do you mean difficult? Working is difficult, especially if you don't enjoy what you do. If you like it, no, it's not difficult. Is it anything else you want to do? Some new project, something you want to accomplish? Listen, there are only 24 hours in a day. I wish I have time to do what I'm doing right now. Okay. What's your most favorite music band? Something for an inspiration. For inspiration. For a good mood, I listen to a jazz of 40s and 50s. Are there any keys to success that you know of? Some secret how to succeed and make something out of your life? There's no keys to success, it's all rubbish, journalist nonsense. So they don't exist. Alright. At the end of our program, we always have a table tennis set of questions when we ask you a simple question with several options as an answers and you just pick up one. Rolling Stones or Beatles? Beatles. And Rolling Stones. Steve Jobs or Bill Gates? I'm far away from this field. Can answer you. Steve Jobs, probably. Tea or coffee? Depends. BMW or Mercedes? BMW. Going to a party or staying home? Depends on the mood. iPhone, BlackBerry or HTC? I didn't get anything you said. I have Samsung. Alright then. Fast food or fruits and vegetables? Fruits and vegetables. Egg or chicken, what came first? First of all was God, and all the rest came after. Being married or not being married? Depends. God believer or atheist? No, I'm not an atheist. And the very last question, even though you don't believe in success secret, for those people who are watching us right now and want to start up but may have some doubts, what would you advise? Maybe you have something to advise, maybe something to say, sort of message. I never felt that I have this right to teach someone something. I love learning myself, but I'm a bad teacher. That's why I will just say good luck to everybody. Andrey Makarevich, especially for In2up.